Yeah, I was gonna take me a little bum. I was like, wait a minute, I won't be reading. I'll be like, hey, let me know if there's a super chat in there, because I might have to put that in, because the last time I had to do that.
On the one you just put up?
Yeah, the live. I'm live right now. Let's see if it's there.
Oh, the ability to super chat?
Yeah.
No, it's just got the little
the dollar sign in the corner.
No, I just got this one. My
Let me
phone
see.
can't update to where y'all is at. I only get the little smiley face.
I'm live right now. Why is it not showing? In the corner, there's like in the corner. It should be like where you.
Yeah, usually it's right there, but I don't know if it's if it's my phone's.
No, it's not your phone. It's gonna be everywhere. It's them. It's just the way you got it set up. Let me go in here and make sure it's on. I don't even know if I remember how to make sure ensure it's there. Huh? Let me see. Let me see, where's it at? Alright, we got to show that for you. Alright, analytics. Okay. Alright, that's good. Remember, finish setup. Okay. Now for nothing yet. Ourselves, water system irrigation, and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and patience. Thus my decision is to work with this species. Okay, can't see it though. Okay, I'll create that letter. I don't know why it doesn't have the no brand. Okay, here we go. Super chat. Turn on to add new revenue. Review your user agreement. Super chat is on. Super sticker is on. Super thanks. I understand. Impatient. Oh no. Okay. All right. So. Okay, it's good. It should be on now. Reset. Going back out. All right.
Can you see it on yours?
Yeah, it's on now. But they were robbing me, man, of all my super chats, bro. But that's what they do, them individuals. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go back to it just to make sure. All right. So let's overview. Supers. It's all on. It's on now. Even my baby girl hit me up when they was taken from me, you know what I'm saying? I mean, right before. It's kind of weird. Because baby girl slaughter, those are the last one. I guess there's a whole list there, actually.
Yep, it's there now. It's there.
Yeah. I just had to turn it on. I didn't know if I remembered. It's been a long time. I'm gonna start using Zoom too to do the what's called. Even though I have StreamYard here on this one, I'm just not sure. It doesn't last. So it's I gotta watch my face, bro.
Anytime you're ready, go.
Yeah, no.
Down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverized, the cheese is melted. The realness of cash money, I misspelled it. You did the fusions in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked it, caused my hand, I dealt it. Felt the vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. You bust awful, some ice, some velvet shit. Serrated, I keep a dark room welded. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real, monkey velvet. Body you not for Mars, is a female's clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows to shit. To a fly zone, haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the still in hand, but we're healer man. It's not cyber seal, I'm turtle sheep. I'm one tough cookie, I don't follow, I set standards. To catch me, you're gonna have to do more to scamper. Need more to scanners, I'm off the radar. I am as your goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper or
I was reading reading some stuff, man, on my, what you call my tablet, and I was like, okay, just want to make sure I have it right. To the Z, love you, bro.
Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing a step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern. I am a threat. My measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just
that's sarsaparilla tea, boy. That's some good. Put some ginger in there. Didn't we have some ginger? Fresh, I gotta get some fresh ginger, yo. That sarsaparilla with ginger, it's like ginger beer. It's like, yeah, it's good. It is. Ginger's good for your heart anyway. Blood flow. I gotta remember my yoga mat out. Felt like your hands, like it's boxing. That's from swinging the pickaxe and the force, whatever. Just like when we're clicking, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. But when you hit, when your hands is wrapped, like you see my wraps that I keep in my bag. If I wrap my hands, that pressure on it, and they tape it. The surgical tape, and you put your gloves on to keep your hand from breaking your wrist. Give you a little more support. And then you punching and training, your hand feel like fat mittens. It's hard to open it. You know what I mean? So you gotta, you know what I'm saying, stretch them out. Especially my right wrist is bad, so you gotta always keep that blood flow, you know what I mean? Hand behind the neck, press up, all that stretching is gonna benefit the hands. My hands, they feel like tight, man. I got 3 new blisters. My blisters don't break like they used to, so my hands are pretty rough. I mean, they're good to the touch of the woman, but I'm just saying, they man hands, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, my hands have always been kind of thick, you know what I'm saying? Even though they're small, it's thick. I like that. That's why I like swinging that thing. You know what I'm saying? And that breeze.
I'm not gonna brush my hair with the trimmer. You got it,
I got my morning tobacco. I'm gonna make some of that. Hey, what mushroom? You gonna make some mushroom coffee now? Or you gonna finish that? Put that in that little jar, man. If you ain't gonna drink it, bro. It's unplugged too. I'll probably get some of that Rise or Doze mushroom coffee. Alright. Yeah, just put that in one of them, man. It don't matter if it's clean or not. If you drank it, was smoothie anyway. Alright. That's a lot of iron right there, bro. A lot of iron. That's a lot of iron. Sarsaparilla, boy. People don't know sarsaparilla tea. If you low on your iron, ladies, get that. I got boxes of sarsaparilla tea, you know what I mean? And stuff is really, really good. You got to see my face is, I'm tired. I think I slept about 4 hours, maybe. And it got cool last night, but it was comfortable. There's some more people coming in. I'm chatting with Marcus, Dev D. And to be like, to make a little smoothie with you. Hey, man, come on. Devin the Moore, Indigo Turtles, Delusion was right here. Millennial. The donation, hon. Almost gave me a chair. I was like, oh, whoa. Appreciate you so much, hon. We're going to have to get your ass out here, you and your baby, and just to visit at least to see what's going on. You all right? So go to the channel and subscribe. Thank you. Yes. And it's good to have you in here. And Indigo Turtles, it's always good to have y'all back. You know what I'm saying? Marcus, I got you. Love it. You already know. So, we're going to get into the power now and the sacred secretion, okay? I know I didn't read. I really need to read these. And I have like about 12 other books I got to dig out in there and over in the shed that are more on self-embetterment. Through here and in here, okay? So I'll make sure to dig those books out and you gotta apply this stuff, y'all. You just can't you can't just hear it. And regardless of the seed plant, you really, really have to apply this. You know? So let me finish drinking a little bit of this sarsaparilla and cold water and mesquite honey tea. And with that on the temple,
I had a vision the past night, yeah, a circulus round, created successful reality from a virtual now. How stand on my square cause they usurp your power, them saying Lord.
You got I left the turmeric in there, right?
Yeah, it's in there.
Okay, you got
I was
that.
gonna
Yeah, go get it.
oil.
Yeah, get that one. Yeah. You can bring that over here. All right, take it out the fridge. It's too hard. I need to get a spoonful myself. Coconut oil, you take a spoonful. You can take avocado, right? Take a half avocado. Take a big spoonful of coconut oil, a pinch of Ceylon cinnamon, about 2 pinches of I'm thinking about ghost reaper pepper powder, something like that. No, yeah, not that. Some chili pepper or whatever you can deal with. I'm not gonna sit here saying, take the real hot stuff. Take the stuff you can deal with, whip it up together and spread it on a baguette. Something without soy, all right? Because they're making everything with soy on purpose. You would think they know that we know, and they just figure that we ain't gonna do nothing about it. Anyway, put it on that, or put it on one of your favorite little wheat thins or something for you who like to eat that nonsense. Or just take it in a spoonful. I'll get you a boiled egg, eat the yolk, pop that right up in that egg white, eat it. All right? It's still going to benefit you regardless. And you need the cholesterol. All right? You need the good cholesterol. Not that bad, not seed oils, not processed, not overheated stuff. If it's cold pressed one time, but it's got 3 studies on it, and it's away from the government, you can run with it. I'm done with being the sacrificial lamb. The jungle I run it, thus the lion conquereth over this numbness. Made a conscious shift, even in darkness, the sun lit on you false lights. Don't have to be gold to glow. I always get my morning chocolate. Excuse nut. We was walking, me and Gons was walking, and I heard some footprints, but the neighbors do their morning walk on the other side, and I wanted to get my little 30 push-ups in, and I hear everything. My ears are very, very acute. And we're looking at the bobcat, the deer, where you can see all the footprints. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Y'all don't know, man, what it's like to not be on a safari, but be around the living things that you're meant to be. If I see one of them locusts, those dark green grasshoppers with the yellow and the red, I'm gonna pick one up and let you see it. They don't like being held and stuff. One of them crawled on my arm. I actually had to keep my hand moving, and it jumped on it, and they realized I wasn't doing no harm, and just crawled around on it. It feels so funny. I want to find one of these tarantulas, because when we was in high school, we used to play with the tarantulas. They won't bite you, and you just be gentle with them. The tarantulas, they get big. I'm looking all in the holes, hoping one will come out like, and then be able to get my hand close so I can grab them, so y'all can see the tarantula and one of these grasshoppers. They're pretty cool. Now watch time and space rock a great matriarch, whether it's day or as the sun comes out, they'll come out. As it gets, because the sun's moving a little further away, the moon, the moving closer. Last night the moon was so close, bro. We ain't need no light. I was like, he can turn that light off, man. I was like, I like when he come on over the shed, yo. Cat, dog. It was just bright out here, like, what the heck? What the heck? Oh, Marcus, you don't have to explain nothing, brother. When you get it there, you get it there, okay? You don't have to explain nothing, brother. I'm going to shout you out, send a heart. I can't write something back to you. They don't have it set up that way, but I'm going to actually start I'm going to attempt to use something else. The Cashapp's having a lot of issues robbing people, because they murdered that guy, stabbed him up in the park over in wherever country, wherever he was stabbed up at, and they're just robbing people. You would think the feds would step in, but you gotta remember, I don't want to say anything that's wrong, because I'm not in the mix, but I listen to a lot of people, so all this is based on correspondence of what's being said. Cashapp, the feds could stop whatever's going on and say you will do this and operate it properly. but you don't know the faces behind it. You could guesstimate it, and I have a notion based on a few things, but they want to go to this cashless society. The society's cashless now. The dollar is worthless. They came, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Redwick, all the places where we had our money, the monetary gems and gold. They stole it all. They're not rightfully rich or nothing. All these so-called billionaires, trillionaires, it's stolen. The problem is you got military personnel too stupid. Their overheads are Satanists and murderous and everything else. All the youth they've been sacked upon because a lot of you parenting, you didn't nurture it, and just like your parents, and you feel like you're getting back at the system when you're doing harm to yourself and the children who the system nurtured, raised, tore down, and built up this pathetic, insubordinate condition. And the most perplexing, which we would consider the saddest part of it is they won't change. Only a handful will. With that being said, I'm gonna let the music play and a few more things come in. I emailed something I want him to share with you later. She says she emailed you something she wants you to share with me later. Okay, so look at that, and then you know what I mean. Don't share while I'm live. Yeah, just make sure you get on the back. You know what I'm saying? Let it soak in the minerals in that crack, and it'll repair itself. It'll take a little while, but it will. It's no sugar. Can't have no sugar.
Think about them eagles.
Huh?
I'm thinking about them eagles, the way you talked about them.
Oh, the Eagles?
That's what I'm picturing while I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good way of looking at it. That was my last rent, man. $1,100. Oh, everybody else was paying like 15 and 16, and I had 2 bedrooms. If I'd had the 3-bedroom, it would have been like 14 for me. For them, though, they're paying like 21, 2,200 for 2 bedroom. Yeah, man. Yeah. And it was funny, man. It was funny how it all went down. But I'm not here to talk about that. I think once he found out, oh, he's part Chinese. Well, I am. Don't get bothered because I'm part Chinese. All right? So my family don't even know it. I'm the one that did the genealogy. I'm the one that know the cousins and met them and the documents and you know. German, Chinese, Costa Rican. I was not the women, but that time was a different time. These names weren't even used. There was no such thing as Chinese. Costa Rica was considered something. I talk to Kimmy and a few other people. My cousin Danny. I'm trying to find where my cousin Daniel is. He's Costa Rican, so he can. It was another word. When he says Pure de Vida, which is like that to me, that more alludes to the name. I've looked at a lot of things too, but I'm not sure. It's best to ask him. Ask brothers and sisters, and I know he'll break it down for me with his knowledge. He'll let me know exactly. That's part of the family, like I'm not even sure if it's the Highlands, Costa Rica, if I remember right. The family comes from over there. Chickasaw, the Choctaw, that's a migration. Choctaw. Feel my post, y'all. I'm on pace to the bag. I got a clear view. All the mistakes from my past. Sorry, Tittle. That's what they copyrighted me. I can play a couple minutes, but I can't play the whole one. Anyway, how y'all doing today? So the good news, I'm monetized again. Well, a lot of videos I'm not going to monetize. A lot of it's based on music. Some stuff I noticed that and this is where they kind of like mess up, stuff that are based on the truth. They really believe that they have this hold on making sure it doesn't get out to the world because they blocked this one and saying it cannot be monetized because the copyright belongs. And I'm looking at this information is on the news everywhere, and it don't belong to nobody but the person who put it out there, and that person's dead. this is the way they want to keep people from hearing anything, okay? And it is what it is. But I thought that they had become a little smarter, paying attention. Obviously, they want to see some magnificent thing like they see in their delusions of adrenochrome and other things and pure forms of LSD and a whole other trifling stuff that I can't go into. There's a lot of stuff out here, guys. If y'all start utilizing it, will probably feel like you're about to expire because you're having this metaphysical, spiritual, and there's nobody to guide you. There's nobody with a frequency bowl, TAMs, or anything not too loud or the right voice to be able to bring you into the proper direction. You'll enter many different rooms or whatever you may want to call it, and you will see your existence and not have a deeper understanding. And they use this stuff, and they used it in a very not not matrilineal way. These things are utilized only because of the power, and there's an end to it. I can't go into that, but yet they're watching now. I need them to listen, and I don't care if they choose not to. All right. You have to be mindful of some of the things you use. That's why I say, like, when they're talking about oregano and basil and stuff, all that is medicinal. The problem is they have dumbed it down so much chemically. Most of you don't know that. That's why I say it's important to grow your own. And the first harvest, use that to grow the second and third. Then partake in it. And it'll be different. That's what tilling the soil is, other than pulling up old roots. And the roots hold it together. You don't want to destroy the foundation of that which holds the natural order of the soil, you know, because I'm thinking about getting like 10,000 worms, the fishing thing, to put into the red clay with ash and a whole lot of other things, because there's tons of ants. They don't burrow too deep, and there's all kind of guinea things that dig into the earth and things that die. No, you know, we consider it was death, which is not. But anyway, that their time is up for their purpose. And we're going to need that to enrich this clay. Yesterday, I saw things, yet T brought us something, and I'm not going to share it on here. If you come around here, you'll find out a few. This is something we're going to deal with on our own because it's that important to. And it's magnificent. And we're pretty sure, right, T?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to take our time, but we're going to take our time with it. We're going to make sure we do it kind of right. You get what I'm saying? This morning, I'm going to read to you The Power of Now, okay, by Eckhart Tolle. And we're going to get into, and you know, it's one of my favorite out of many of books, The Sacred Secretion, The Science of, and we're not talking about so much the esoteric. And if any of y'all been following and you've been paying attention and you've been utilizing it, you see the benefit of it. You know what I'm saying? Mark Williams. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Sergeant. All right. We got a veteran in here. That's what's up. All right. No discontent to my brothers and sisters who are not veterans. You're a veteran in some form of way, but veterans here, we got a Sarge. That's what matters. Zuri! What's going on? We got Zuri in here. Salutations, beloved. You're the great one. You already know. Hey, Sean. Appreciate old hat, too. It's a real one. I didn't want to break out the witch card, but this is a Cody James, if you know what I'm talking about. All right? And it was expensive when I bought it about 15 years ago.
That cinnamon still up in there?
Boy, what's going on? What's going on, beloved? Dev D, I got you. Yes. Melena, we got to get you out here. You and the young ones, right? And let y'all, I told you, schedule, we come pick you up and let you see what we're doing and everything, and meet the children that they homeschool right now. They want to go to school, and his wife, she's wonderful. Everyone's got things they can work out. It's beautiful. Snoop finally left me one of the most beautiful messages. You know, me and Navi go, yeah. And I adore my sisters more than anything. Y'all sisters, all right? And I can't wait to see some of you get out here. I would really enjoy every one of you just making the trek. You know, in certain countries, they have people who walk miles on their hands and their knees. I'm talking about miles for days and weeks to make pilgrimages. You have people who start a 3 or 6 month journey to get to a place on foot. Um, and here we have automobiles and planes and trains and oh my, you know what I'm saying? So we have choices. I know they're making it rough on everybody to move around and get around and but we can't well, I'm gonna talk about things today that can hopefully uplift you in a way to look at things a little different from how you know, because a lot of times, you know, when I'm swearing or whatever you want to call it, that's not swearing, but it's because it's kind of an act to draw in and to push away. You know what I mean? Um, I'm not one who wants to take somebody who has a lot of fear, give them a whole lot of hope, and then they be destroyed. They're easily destroyed when something doesn't work out that way because they don't understand the implications of not practicing training. So I'd rather push them away where they can gather a little more. Then they come back and go, okay, now I see. And some even said to me in the past, "Are you pushing them away, Red? It's the numbers and the views. It's not about that." Some people starting to realize, okay, there may be something real here. Well, you're the thing that are the person. We don't want to say persons. You are the ones who are real. You just have not. You just have not. You haven't tasted the right water and seen the right light. Now I can't make you see it, and I can't direct you to the right well. Not direct. I can only advise a few things. That's it. All right. Well, we have people running around here, you know, worried about their egos or what they stayed, and who are not humble enough to just back off for a minute and say, okay, well, you know what? Let's readdress for a better cross address, or let's cross address for a better readdress. Excuse me. You know. And so I'm doing that all the time. Besides other things that are going on with my dreams, they've changed, y'all. I still see that one I've seen for so long, but some of the other ones are, you know, oh man. You know, like I said, if you see a certain dream and you don't want to go and see it, and it hits you 6 or 7 times, sometimes twice in the same slumber, which y'all call sleep, or your respite, right? Um, yeah, when they have you waking up looking out windows and you hurt, your body's hurting because you knew what the dream was, and you're like, wait a minute, I didn't hurt myself doing that. What's this from? And then you see a bruise, like 3 bruises that shouldn't be where they're at. I don't think y'all get it. I fought with things, y'all. You know what I mean? But anyway, I want to read something to you. We have a lot of people who are still consistently being inconsiderate, hostile, and they're becoming more and more irrelevant. And a lot of our people, and a lot of people don't debate and argue with these individuals. They don't see the time in it. I'm not a Native American. I'm an American Aborigine. I'm not even American. We're just using that term so we can formulate based on a hypothesis of their existence, to which they have a hard time. No, there's light skins and dark skins across the board who have come into the truth, and they have been telling this truth of these individuals' existence. These individuals just refuse. Now, you know that I know, because on reservations of medical personnel who I talked to, who have clearly told me that a lot of natives said, don't tell them their blood type, because they're not, most of them, the majority of them aren't our blood type. They're foreigners. The little dance they do at the powwow is because they can never really get our rhythm down. We've been doing those dances for a long time. That's just nothing but the beginning of the 2-step, the bus stop. I mean, it really is. If you want to know about who created the powwow, I've been saying it because family unions is where it came from. Go listen to Tasha G. And I I expressed it to them. Y'all weren't doing no friggin' powwows back in the 50s. Because they weren't. It was only us. And the powwow is a call. You should know what it's a call for. Putting the mitts up, you know, and putting them hammers. No, we're not advocating violence. And redneck has nothing to do with being a light skin. It had everything to do with two parties wearing neckerchiefs, red neckerchiefs. And the French, what they wanted to do with the melanated Spaniards, as far as the conquistadors, if you want to believe in that term of scalping us, to show the reward to the king. We killed many of those Negroes. And because they wanted the king being subject to fake royalty, you consider a Jew, or now Zionist, which is by the Gujar. And our ancestors' scalps literally everywhere. Now, whenever they show you the scalps, dry scalps with long hair, those some of our light-skinned folk, but also that was the people we were scalping, all right? Because some of our people still have those scalps and formaldehyde, and I've seen them. Oh, trophies, warriors, or something else. That's why I don't debate. I sit there going, dude, is that an Afro? Yeah, they were from like the Guinea or something. They were fighting us. Oh, and they showed me like 6 jars of formaldehyde with scalps. The Federalist Papers. I'm like, oh, whoa. Now what's that? It says, yeah, this was one of the people that claimed to be Mexican today. That was a scalp from one of them, who was one and the same with them. And I'm just sitting here looking. I couldn't take pictures of nothing because of the family in Georgia, the brothers and sisters, and just everything, and the fact that they were Confederate, part of the Confederacy. You know, this is when you meet these individuals. That's why I don't debate and argue with these individuals. I've seen things, and I've listened, and I've paid attention. But they still want to argue and fight in their ignorance. So we don't do that. Okay? Be mindful. There's those who I know on Facebook, they're going to come over here and look, you know, because that's the vile within them. They're content with it. And no one can remove that. Only they can. You know what I mean? But I want to read this to you. Okay? And I want to ask a question again. Okay? As you see the super chats back enabled, I am remonetized, and maybe this time we can get it to work where I can actually make something with y'all. I got to get rid of the Cashapp, and I can purchase the books. And if you want a super chat and share great information, and Cure Me was right, the archive, which call is down. I looked at it yesterday. I didn't look at it this AM. There's no reason for it to be down other than, okay, they want to get rid of all the information they can. Well, it's too bad. Some of us have back doors. Okay. So they're always doing worthless things. So what I have here in front of me, and there's a plethora of it. You have tracked immigration, ICE deportations, gender, age, and country of citizenship. In Table 1, ICE deportations by gender, and anybody else I didn't say howdy to or whatever, Nishi. My apologies. Indigo Turtle, what's going on? Benji, what's going on, beloved? Seeds. You got seeds, and when we get that thing, and we got to tighten it up with about 3 or 4 screws, bolts, and everything, and we got to pick up a great tarp. We can actually use a couple of our tarps until we get the right one over it, cut for it, for the greenhouse effect, before we get it in the ground. And we got a little further to go in. He's going to start posting some of them videos soon. I don't care how small or long. He's a great editor, so, you know. But we need to get them out so everybody can see and come around to our channels and stuff. And hopefully we can get even this one over here with some exercise and something, a little 15-minute exercise or 20-minute, just to start going, you know, getting some stuff on the video. People check him out. He'll grow quick. T. And keep subscribing to Ganja's channel. He's putting in stuff that he used before. Don't put the stuff that got channel takedown. Right. All right. And Grow a network. We're actually going to create a channel with us when we start building a platform, kind of like bushcraft, and that's what it is. And using the stuff, we're gonna make some. What you saying about making them bricks? We can make them, right? T, with that, right? We're gonna make our own bricks and stuff. Yeah, yeah, man. And we're gonna show you some other things. Okay, so we'll get together and we'll make a channel. Y'all subscribe. We'll probably just do some shorts on there. It'll mostly be shorts until we start. Hey, little mama. Y'all got some bread for little mama? She always come around whenever I have bread. I think she'll eat off my hand. Hi. We got any more breadcrumbs or anything? Hi. She comes right beside me. I don't have nothing right now. Hey.
Got some flies over here.
Well, she don't want none of that duty bag. Hi, mama. She's real friendly with me. Well, that's actually very calm. She's walking right around us. Like, anyway, let's get back onto this. The ICE deportation, gender, age, and country of citizenship. I want to read something, then I want to transpose something or suggest something. Okay. You can't eat the chalk, baby, but make sure you brace the arches on the greenhouse. Oh, of course, this one's pretty sturdy, but we will use some 2x4s just to make a, you know what I'm saying? Once it's in, we got the door. We're gonna make our own door. We'll fix the one we have, but um, we're gonna make it where it's more palatable. Like the farm I had on the res. That video I think is still up on my Facebook channel. It's old, where I showed them how I built the door to walk in and keep the animals out, the fencing and everything like that. Literally took me about an hour to build that door, get it framed up, all by myself. Nobody did help that day. It was just me for 8 hours. And matter of fact, I think that was like that was 3 days before I fell off the roof laying towels and I tripped over one of those PVC pipes. You know, that's a pretty hard fall, landing on your back when you have back issues. And my whole right side of my back was bruised from that because I hit the corner of, y'all know the picnic tables? I hit the corner of it. And my service dog, my neighbors were like, "You okay?" I got up and I'm looking at them like, "They look like I'm all right." But anyway, I was fine. 3 bags of ice, soaking in cold water for about an hour and a half. It's the most miserable thing. But anyway, I'm jumping all around. Let's go ahead and read this. So, in Table 1, IC deportation by gender, fiscal year 2012, fiscal year 2013. You can go and look at right now. We know what's happened over the last few years, so we know elusively what that's going to say. But case-by-case records, excuse me, on deportations by immigration and custom enforcement, which is ICE, right, during fiscal year of 2012 and 13, provide a more complete portrait of the demographic composition of recent, I don't need update, deportees. And these results are based upon analysis of ICE records recently obtained by the Transactional Records Access Clearinghouse, which is TRAC, okay, at Syracuse University through TRAC's request to ICE under the Freedom of Information Act. Y'all should know that's the FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. So, as far as the fiscal year of 2012, when we're looking at the gender, okay, when we're looking at female, we're looking at 24,818. 2013, 8,070. As far as male, 384,937. And as far as 2013, 343,691. Well, 47,000 drop. Unknown, 95 to 83. You can always guess which that may be. Now, when you look at, and that right there is for that period. Okay, and when you come to table 2, the typical individuals deported by ICE is relatively young with a median of an age of 30. Just under half are between 15 and 29 years old, under half. But ICE records indicate that the ages range from infants to individuals, which they found many bodies out there, and out here in Yuma and all, the desert areas. Okay, to individuals in their 90s, as high as 90s. As shown in Table 2, there has been little change in the age distribution between fiscal years of 2012 and fiscal years 2013. So on the Table 2, the deportation, we look at as far as all recorded together, as far as the ages of 0 to 4 to 0 to 4 years old, infant to 4, and 70 years old and plus. 409,849 in 2012. 368,000, okay, and 644 in 2013. That is beyond phenomenal. Now, the grossest number, and the negate and neglect, would be between 30 and 39. Okay? That is crazy. That is 108,494 for 2012 and 124,297 in 2013. All right, this is not the meat of it. This is just giving you an insight. Now, country of citizenship. Listen to this. Citizens of Mexico continue to be the largest group of ICE deportees, but the numbers declining by 15% between fiscal year 2012 and fiscal years 2013. They now make up slightly less than 2/3, which is 65.5%, okay, of all ICE deportations or deportees. Now, the country with the second largest contingent of ICE deportees was Guatemala. ICE deported 9.5% more individuals from Guatemala in fiscal year 2013, and it did the year before. Now, it would be 12, okay? In third place was Honduras, which saw a slight 1.4% decline. CIA, ODA, and all those guys did the hands dirty seals and all of them, wanted to fight, all down there. But it's more sinister than that when there were those who were the real purpose of fighting, not paying attention to how the fight started. And it's always the CIA. All right, not to be throwing the CIA under no bus. I'm just not doing that. Because in the time and age, you actually have CIA operatives who are really about the business until they get all the bad ones they need in there. Okay? Hey, mama. You didn't find it? No? If I had some bread, I'd give it to you. You can't eat the marijuana. We don't want you bumping into the walls in the tent. I'm scared, you know what I mean? Oh, there goes your brother, or your boyfriend. Anyway, let's look at this. Fiscal year 2012, right? And all the numbers. We have 409,849. And the which call percent drop as far as 2013 was would bring it around 368,644, which is 100% compared, and comparatively both years with the minus 10.1% drop. Mexico, over 284,000. Guatemala, 43,000. Honduras, 37. El Salvador, 21. Now, this is 2012. And there's a margin between that. Some of them are roughly around a 7, between 500 less or 1,000 or 2 more. 1,000 or 2 more. Okay? Honduras, El Salvador, Dominican Republic. A lot of them very dark melanated. Some of those, Ecuador, Brazil, Colombia, Nicaragua, Jamaica, China, People's Republic, the People's Republic of China, which is around 500. We know right now over 1 million. Okay, Peru, Canada. Now, what's funny is South America. We're supposed to be one. They broke it up: North, South, Central. You know what I mean? That's all they know how to do. All right, Canada. Yeah, I mean, you got 580 from Canada get deported back. Okay, and a lot of times those are Jamaicans who are Canadian born. Haiti, pay attention. India, Philippines, okay, those around 400 or 500. Costa Rica, now you got to remember the Philippines and Mexico, most of them one and the same actually. Costa Rica, Nigeria, 238, and the numbers increased if you want to look at right now. All right, Senegal's in there now. You can look it up for yourself. Okay, United Kingdom, 311, Jamaican born, Europe, and Haitian born and African born. United Kingdom, South Korea, Poland, Romania, Trinidad and Tobago, Venezuela, Guyana people, and all others, and that could be anywhere. All others, mostly African continents, which is around 5,000 to 6,000 between the fiscal year of 2012 and 2013. Now, mind you, we're talking 10 to 12 years, okay? So I'm giving you a very old abstract. You need to look at the newer one. I don't want to do that. Now, what is the purpose of me reading this? When we can look at the deportees as far as when you want to go down and citizenship as well as outside, which could be the others, it would be Afghanistan, Albania, Algeria, Angola, Anguilla, Antigua, Barbados and all that, Argentina, Armenia, Aruba. And those, come on, pay attention now. Australia, Austria, Azerbaijan, Bahamas, right? Bahrain, Bangladesh, Barbados. It's funny they say in some of these Hindu companies when they use them to take over the gas and set up small stores, and now at the same time, which most of your people don't pay attention to because of the music and all that other stuff, because those brothers didn't take none of those millions to get with y'all and build communities to reestablish the foundation of a land. And that's why I'm surprised that y'all still idolize these lower beasts. Anyway, you got Belarus, Belgium, Belize, Benin, Bermuda, Bolivia, Bosnia, Herzegovina, both of those two, and some others. The charts now are way different. If you're Googling and looking at now, some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Why they haven't deported Joe Black behind. I found thousands of Native Americans who were just found out from the federal government that they're not Native Americans. Hello, pale skinned children are coming forward and they're realizing they were keeping secrets and they're speaking up that they're not Native Americans and the Chickasaw, Choctaw, Creek, Cherokee Nation. I'm just saying, Potawatomi, so many tribes, Micmac. Obviously, they can't be from the Pequot, the first ones to be murdered and poisoned, and who were the first ones to fight them, the most fierce fighters, to which we went and watched and assisted them. The Micmac, all Negroid. Why would y'all argue with people who don't even know that much, who didn't build cities or anything, given plots of lands which they didn't exist on in 1939 to 1949? I mean, why debate and argue with them? We're not writing them off. We're not saying some of our bloodline is not within them. Their arrogance and ignorance is what's creating this. But it should not rule you. You shouldn't hate them. I don't believe or have this knowledge of deportations the earth is all of ours. I mean, what's happening now didn't exist before. Because you got to look at who's in charge. And the fact that you are the charge that allowed them to be in this state, to run around doing the most prolific, foul things that you've ever seen, and to weaponize everything against you. Why is it that you don't speak those things? Why is it that you are not deported? Why is it that they don't look at that? Why is it that there's hundreds of thousands more people saying who you are, and there's still those of you running around listening to Math Hoffa TV and all these other goofies and the black conservatives and all them other knuckleheads? Why? Hey, baby girl Slaughter, MLL. Hey, what's going on? Excellent read the other day too, hon. Hey, Sky Lawson, you can ask any question you want. Original Lone Wolf. Hey, what's going on, beloved? Man, this is my Cody James, man. Come on, relax. This thing's about 16 years old. It's an old one, brother. What's going on, beloved? Great video, especially off of picking up on West Sides and excellent information too, beloved. Ron, hey, baby girl, everybody saying hi to everybody, guys.
Salute everybody. Hey, Sister Slaughter.
So with that being said, that's just a little something. I don't know if you want to consider a tea or anything. I'm not against anyone coming to our ancestral republic. Our land is everybody's land because we have no ownership over the earth. Anyone that has ownership or think they own the earth, you're not reading enough to know why. And there are those who are reading more than enough. Baby Girl Slaughter, this plethora of Navi Poet, plenty who speak with authority and knowledge. When I say authority, it's not the false sense of a court and all that kind of stuff. I'm saying authority is based on your vernacular, your mind state, and what you see and how you interpret your understanding. So that takes us over to the power of now, which I'm about to get into. What most of y'all say pain is bad? Most of us would say pain is bad. We shouldn't have to feel it. We're in a lower state of existence. And pain is the pressure of breaking out of the cocoon. I already gave you an analogy about the eagle. And the relationship, I gave y'all the wolf and the eagle, as well as the bone-crushing hawk and all that kind of stuff. Pain, disturbingly, sadly so, is actually a prerequisite to the next state, to reclaiming. And if you think that you're supposed to have a walk in the park after all of what's been done to us to get back to the state of who you are, all right, well, I got some strong delusions in a bottle I can sell for about $2. You don't have to buy it, nor do you have to be in strong delusion. Okay? I'm not telling you accept anything I'm stating. I'm saying look into it and see what you find. The more you dig, the more you see. If you want to deal with people who want to say, look, I got this paperwork in Africa, the term existed, and that, but yet we know when Africa was secrete, when the like Hindustan became India. We all know when China and Japan became China and Japan in the 1600s, 600s, okay, minus that 1,000 years. Anyone that would do such things, and that's not what we did. And some of us play a part in that role now in ignorance. Yet, when you start to say, yeah, getting them things out your foot, this guy runs over bullet heads with his Barney Rubble, bam feet. Anyway, right? Excuse me. I couldn't help it. Anyway, man, he got crocodile hammer toes. Anyway, right? So the whole thing is, when you start stepping into your state, if you think it comes without pressure, then you're not going to step into nothing. You dig what I'm saying? All right? So let's go ahead, and even the flies are enjoying the power of now. They're just not leaving. I'm serious. They're not leaving. They're just like, dude, it ain't nothing on there for them to eat. They're just like, dude, we're with you. I told you the flies like me. I don't smell like excrement. So please. That's the blueberry sauce one. I'm going to get that off of that. Yes, it's blueberry from a smoothie. They were partaking, liquefying, and indulging, which is just fine. So, thank you. Can I have my drink? Jeez. Here, a little bit on the table for you. Let's get into this. This is the New York Times bestseller. At the time it was The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment. A number of people have been purchasing the books. Appreciate that. It doesn't come to me, but for your better education, to see things a little different, I would advise others to purchase the book as well. Over 5 million copies sold. Let's get them up to another million. Let him get his fee out. Okay, one of the best books to come along in years. Every sentence rings with the truth of power. Deepak Chopra, author of the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, which is actually, I have that, which is pretty good if you want to get all into the business phenomenal things, even of self. Let's go ahead and pick up. I read a little bit of this before, but we're going to carry it a little further. Realizing pure consciousness. Is presence the same as being? Who remembers that? Okay. Fly, why do you guys sit there cleaning your nose and your snooze off? Anyway, when you become conscious of being, what is really happening is that being becomes conscious of self. Isn't that getting away from making something out of nothing? It starts going back to its true state. Since being consciousness and life are synonymous with one another, okay, I added the one another because it is. We could say that presence means consciousness becoming conscious of itself. So that means it's just a label to a statement of its existence, okay? Of life attaining self-consciousness, that is. But don't get attached to the words. Do not, please. And don't make an effort to understand this. You don't have to stand under it. You need to gather the information. That'll be the consortium for freedom, all right, from this explicit lie of existence, okay? The physical realm only, which is nonsense. The physical realm, how can anybody exist in that? Because you're always told about the soul, the spirit, the Holy Ghost, the stat, and all these other things. Okay? So, there is nothing that you need to understand before you can become present. You don't have to formulate this mathematics in your head to exist as you are supposed to. Do you not exist as you are? If you want to think you're holographic and a projection as well, then go right ahead. In a sense, if you remember our reading before, you actually are. The problem is you're stuck in the physical conundrum, the murk and mire of your existence. Okay? I do not understand what you just said, but it seems to imply that being, the ultimate transcendental reality, is not yet complete. Absolutely it is. You're just not in it. That it is undergoing a process of development. And does God need time for personal growth? God. Many implications we can make there. Does God need time for personal growth? Isn't that alluding to you? Because why would the creator of creation, or creation which allowed the creator to create or express in itself, its own divinity of its own existence, something that was never nothing? So don't think outside, think inside. Yes, but only as seen from the limited perspective of the manifested universe. You manifest, right? Baby, I want to have a baby. Can we make love tonight? I want to bring another wonderful being into existence. Say no more, honey. Blah, blah, boom, blam. 9 months later, wah. That's like that beautiful frequency, that vibration. We say crying and screaming, to which it is not. It's a message. In the Bible, God declares, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and I am the living one. In the timeless realm where God dwells, which is also your home, for they are God's, right? Which is also their home. I want you to pay attention. The beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega, are one. Life and death are synonymous. That means there's no such thing as existence of life, nor is there death. There is just is. I am. And the essence of everything that ever has been and ever will be is eternally present in an unmanifested state of oneness and perfection. Imagine being oneness. Is that not perfection? For those who seek perfection. Let's see. Unmanifested state. Stop, guys. Y'all bothering me, man. Unmanifested state of oneness and perfection. Totally beyond anything the human mind can ever imagine or comprehend. In our world of seemingly separate forms, that's how you're conquered. Easy to conquer you there. However, timeless perfection is an unconceivable concept. You're not even living to have a notion, a knowledge of it. Okay? Here, even consciousness, which is the light emanating from the eternal source, seems to be subject to a process of development. And we talk about beyond the ice wall, right? We look at all Claudian and Lascelles, and we look at Kay and all those individuals, and the fact that when we pass on, we go back to the source. Wouldn't you want to kind of control that power? Or figure out as much as you can, blood work, DNA, blah, blah, further breakdown, to not evaluate, but to change, to manifest, to be able to harbor that source of power. Only the corrupt would do such thing. Okay? So think about those things, okay? Okay. But this is due to our limited perception. It is not so in absolute terms. Nevertheless, let me continue to speak for a moment about the evolution of consciousness in this world. Evolution of consciousness. To me, I would say it's the undoing. But let's see. Everything that exists has being. Everything that exists has being, has God essence, has some degree of consciousness. I mean, if we made the baby, aren't we there in the baby? Is the baby not there within us? Everything that exists has being, stands, has God essence, existence, right? Has some degree of consciousness. Isn't that plural? Even a stone has rudimentary consciousness. Otherwise, if the stones could cry, it would not be. And its atoms or molecules, its atoms and molecules would disperse if not meant to exist. Like if we to pulverize a stone, it would still have consciousness. Everything is alive. The sun, the earth, plants, animals, and people. It says humans, I don't use that term. All are expressions of consciousness in varying degrees. Consciousness manifesting as form. Have any of y'all been hugging trees, talking to the grass, to the ground, to the earth, to the sky? What you call a sky, right? To the water. Don't they say pray over your meal of toxicity and poison, gluttony and foolishness? Well, if you're going to use the term pray, why not speak to yourself? Because isn't it prayer is a form of speaking, idolation? The greater you instead of the lesser. We all seen that where, because somebody brought it to my attention, I was like, we all knew about this long before he brought it up. You know, Mr. Boom Bap Bronx keeps creating it, taking it. You know what I'm talking about, the MC, right? When he says, say this certain word in your head, he's holding a little folder, right? Everybody says in the head and no one heard it. Well, didn't you hear your own voice? So do you literally have to say it out loud? We're not connected to be able to hear when we all say or move as one consciousness. Yet we exist based not on the rudimentary understanding of lies, but an equivalent to where you're at, the facsimile of your existence. You have to know that you can communicate without, that's just the life, the spark. Aren't you the bigger part of the spark? Then why are you not being as so stated? The evolution of consciousness is the undoing. Everything that exists has being, has God essence, has some degree of consciousness. Even a stone has rudimentary consciousness. Otherwise, it would not be. All right? Wouldn't you agree? Okay, just like the water and the trees and everything else. All are expressions of consciousness. Excuse me, I'm tired. In varying degrees, and consciousness manifesting as a form. What does the word abracadabra mean? You speak it into existence. Abracadabra. The world arises when consciousness, and you don't have to do a sleight of hand and a little light mirror. You know what I mean? The world arises when consciousness takes on shapes and forms, thought forms and material forms. Look at the millions of life forms on this so-called earth alone, in the sea, on land, and in the air. And then each life form is replicated millions of times. To what end? Is someone or something playing a game with form? This is what the ancient seers of India asked themselves. Why do we have to go back to India? Hindustan. They saw the world as Lila. And I told you, I've shared with many people, Lilith was a dragon, breath, like a soul, life, the flame of life, the form. I know it's complicated. And it's bigger than that, and so much smaller. Okay? You have to put together the pieces. You have to find the ends to the puzzles and then make up the mirage of the visual to be able to say, ah, I got it, even though you saw it on the box when you bought the daggone puzzle. But you accomplished it. You took nothing, which was a whole lot of somethings, and you created that which formatted that which you've already seen. That gave you the landscape. That gave you the picturesque. That gave you what you already had and known. You did not have to take a box with puzzle pieces and put it together to already know what already existed. You could have saw the box, saw it on a shelf, but because you're in the lower self, the dragon, the breath, the flame in you is not kindled, not sparked, not breathing appropriately. Lila or Lilith, right? The importance of the feminine energy, the matrilineal or the matriarch of the whole diaspora, you have not accredited and gave resilience to because they made you think the man was the most important thing and the woman was supposed to be subjugated because of a rib, that which is a complete lie. But regardless of that, the fallacy, you didn't need to put the puzzle together to see the portrait. You have become complicated, a whole lot of something that removes you from nothing. That means a very decent composite of existence. And yet they gave you love and hate, disparities, discouragement, the proponents to everything that's not based on some false victory. What is victory? Overcoming something. What is something? It's created out of nothing. But you don't know how to go abracadabra and put yourself back in the state because you forget that everything exists just as you do. But they tell you everything in the earth and the world is in you. Are you not the universe? What is the universe? Why do we have to say the universe? Why do we have to keep creating something out of nothing instead of just do? Can you now see the deeper and wider significance of becoming present as the watcher of your mind? Whenever you watch the mind, you withdraw consciousness from mind forms, and then it becomes what we call the watcher or the witness. You are a witness to your own calamity, and you refuse to change it. Consequently, the watcher, pure consciousness, mind you, pure consciousness beyond form, becomes stronger, and the mental formations become weaker. You start breaking down this; it becomes irrelevant. Any and everything that they do. Arguing? Now you see what I'm saying? What are you accomplishing? You're feeding them. You are making their existence not futile, reminiscent. You are actually changing your truth into their narrative. Because of your anger and rage, you have lost control. Where's your strength, men? Women, where's your control? Anyway, when we talk about watching the mind, we are personalizing an event that is truly of cosmic significance. Through you, consciousness is awakening out of its dream of identification with form and withdrawing from form. This foreshadows, but is already part of an event that is probably still in the distant future as far as chronological time is concerned, if you make it concerning. The event is called the end of the world. Because you keep creating a whole lot of something, and they keep spelling cast that you take and run with, and you form those spells. You become the chastiser and the chastisement. You make it an alignment, parallel with the existence of a narrative that doesn't paint your portrait, nor puts together your puzzle pieces, because your portrait has been taken apart and put in a box. Yet your portrait is still right there, plain for you to see. Did that make sense, brothers?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just want y'all to be able to look deeper, but not into some abyss. Oh, that feels so good. And that was the power of now a guide to spiritual enlightenment. I've read a little bit before. I felt I need to reiterate this. So this is the science of the sacred secretion, the chemical, psychological, physiological, excuse me, an astronomical explanation of eternal alchemy. I know someone will say, but that's the psychology. Oh, stop it. This is the physiological. Okay? By Victoria Lulu. Simply, the secretion needs protecting from death. Simply put, the secretion needs protecting from death by negative, emotions and related hormonal responses. Sounds like strength and control. You see the importance of the two of us? Simply, the secretion needs protection from death. Power doesn't allow nothing to die, and to protect that power, you need the strength. Negative emotions, lies, and related hormonal responses. No control. After 2 to 5 days, once the oil leaves the hypothalamus, triggered by the moon energy leaving your biorhythmic sun energy, the oil surrounds the brain, notably the pons. The pons are beside the medulla oblongata, another part of the brain that controls automatic functions such as breathing and digestion. The gray matter of the upper brain vibrates stronger and faster when enough of the oil, the crustum, returns and anoints the pituitary and pineal glands, amplifying the alchemical power of the. He got one stuck in his foot. Hey!
No, I almost stepped on your spot.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Okay, excuse me. The power of the electromagnetism in the brain. When this substance, preserved and saved within a nurturing body, returns to the glands, the switch is flipped and the DMT thermostat increases, at which point your senses are overtaken. Excuse me. Now, you would think that the way I move sometimes that I'm beyond that, right? No, I'm always in that process, okay? Always. And dimethyltryptamine, all right? Dimethyltryptamine, DMT, dimethyltryptamine. Remember that. Dimethyltryptamine. At which point your senses are overtaken. Does that mean heightened? No, overtaken. That means you gain control, right? Possible? Is it plausible? As it is reabsorbed again into the veins, new blood is produced. It's funny, you have a car and you go and get all your fluids changed, but you keep eating the same garbage because you've forgotten the ways of the face of your mother and father. You've forgotten the ways. All right. All right. Anyway, the new blood is produced and dormant brain cells are reactivated or awakened by the higher potency of the chemically charged CFS, which is the Christ secretion fluid. Okay, so that means you have cells that are just there because you don't know how to activate them. Additionally, this flow of CSF opens the thalamic gate, allowing the energy to move through the thalamus and access the reticular activating system. It is this system that is responsible for our levels of wakefulness. And that's why I'm so tired of people talking, we woke now. And I'm looking at these brothers and when you're talking to them, because you've been doing this for all your life and they just been doing it for a few years. And their ego sits there and straddles you like, yeah, but you know, because I'm a black man and I've been finding this information. Ego stroking. I actually have a conversation with an individual who had an idea but didn't know who he was conversating or conversing with. The ignorance of us is beyond sublime. So anyway, it is this system that is responsible for our levels of wakefulness and experiencing greater levels of awareness, hence the term waking up, to which 99% of you have yet to do. You have not woken. There is no awoke. That's a movement created by the CIA to keep you dead. Nobody explain this and break it down to you. Well, now you can share this. And I'm no damn messiah. Far from it. Very far. At this point of return, you realign the natural chemistry of the body and all the millions of brain cells are activated. Billions. This arouses the neocortex. The front, the neocortex, all right? The human part of the brain, for those who want to believe, because you come out the water that you're some sea beast, which vibrates into higher brainwave patterns, and we are now operating at a higher level. Once the preserved secretion is triggered to release the body, your sentient body vibrates higher, and the body has upgraded and becomes whole, holy. Some of you are still lamenting and fragmented and fighting. You're not even fighting the right fight. You're fighting yourself. You're looking at everything around you. You're blaming everyone and everything for everything. You keep creating more somethings out of nothing because you're not functioning. Your blood is poisoned, it's polluted. Your body doesn't receive the oxygen. It's not even called oxygen because H2O is not the water of life. It's the water of death. Otherwise, how can you drink it yet you can gather yourself over 6 gallons of water toxification? Try eating a watermelon, or 3 or 6, and see what the body does. There's no toxification. Cantaloupe, watermelon, honeydew melon. Attempt to eat as many of those and toxify yourself. Know what'll happen is your body will trip and say, wait, that's more than enough, and you'll go to sleep. You end up on the toilet, peeing everywhere. Yet, what's going on? It's maternal. Didn't the fruits come from Mother Earth? Nurtured by the man, protected in the garden? Some people sit there in religion say, when you copulate, right? I'm protecting that. That's my wife. Oh, you're claiming ownership. Now you think you're in control of that feminine energy. Now you have 5 or 6. The first thing you want to do is go out and gather fruits and grains and stuff and make sure they're all fed because you have a whole lot of kukukaha to protect. Because that's the source of power that makes you relevant. Brothers. And there's a woman talking about, oh, we can create without a man. Enlighten the sister to stop. That's feminism 101. It's a lie. You can never create. I don't care what your state is, even if you go into the higher plane, unless you create together and become one. Oneness again. It's the only way. Does that mean I meld into you? Well, if I sit there and I lay down with you, that energy is shared. Is it or is it not? Now, if I share my strength with 10 women, 5 women, and we bring these magnificent lives in, and y'all do the same over there, we brokered a treaty to create a nation. No Margaret Singers, no eugenics, none of the nonsense that people buy into, because it's my right, it's my body and my right. Obviously, you're wrong. You don't know what the right of your body is because you can't even contest it because you don't exist in the litmus or the light of who you are, your sentience. You're running around pragmatic in the world they created. Appreciate it, Deputy. Got to go to work. Gonna lose service in the mountains. Much respect. Millennial, do your thing, hon. So I just wanted to keep that simple to say. We're gonna be doing a lot of different things. We're gonna be doing all that curse and everything. Again, I'm remonetized. I have my super chat. At any time, yeah, go ahead and share. Get me to the place where I can be more beneficial for you. Because without you, there's no me. Without no me, there's no you. You get what I'm saying? You see the shared importance of the oneness. If you allow what they've created to be the aspiring, articulable narrative, then we continue to do what they do and what they need of us, and that's to fail one another. You're important. Okay? You're important to me, as you should be important to one another, as I should be important to you. Appreciate y'all taking the time. I'm debating whether I'm going to chisel away and chip away in that mud today after watching Ganja over there going crazy and ham. He'll put the video up because I just wasn't. I mean, it's easy to do. I just wasn't doing it. He was over there cutting a whole pizza out for himself. They didn't even slice it up for me and T. Me and T just looking at it like, okay. We gonna rest. It's good to see them laugh. Y'all just don't know. When you work hard, all right, regardless of how tedious or small the work may seem, a bit hard, it's phenomenal. Okay? It really is. And Millennial, appreciate that donation, hon. That takes me back to Slaughter and Snoop. The brothers haven't stepped up, and that is just magnificent. No ego stroking. This is between me and you, and I appreciate it. And I'm thinking about ordering this one book because I need to get some stuff coming to this mail, and it hasn't. And I got to call Tetra, our little beloved little queen sister, half Navajo and us, and see how everything's going with her, Zach, and the family. And yeah, maybe one day I can get her and old man and T to come out here, have them a little room up above or below, it doesn't matter. Not little, you know, and we can move as one people again, and we can expand because of the numbers, and it's not about overtaking, conquering, fighting, and all that nonsense. If they want to have a world where they're flying on broomsticks around us, so what? You got to look beyond the least of the expectations they've given you and stop making that expectation the greater of your existence. You have to move in your steed. Okay? Appreciate you guys. And I'll see y'all later for another read. The other books are in there. And brothers, remember this right here, 2 on the 1. All right? It's going to happen. Even with those who choose nothing to happen. All right, the flies are getting retarded. We don't have no animal poop around. There's a lot of buck and deer poo and all that kind of stuff all over the place, dead animals, but they're going crazy. I guess they like their energy. Anybody have anything they want to say? Any questions, anything like that? Let me hit the chat filter because, you know, they don't show all the messages. My apologies. And y'all know the Cashapp. I'm still utilizing it as the $, Indian gem, uppercase is I and J, lowercase res, 1. Excuse me. You didn't ask your question there, Sky Lawson. Oh yeah, and it's sad because there's no reason. They still feel it important to hide the channel. We're not going to give them energy. Let them hide the channel. All right? Y'all share it. Okay? We're over 3,000. We're getting close. But I'm making changes too. Why? Change is relevant. I'm not making something out of nothing. I'm pulling it back to nothing. You'll see. All right? See you guys here in a few hours. All right, that was that.